Well, hey there, boys and girls. I'm Grillmeister Damon, and today I want to show you how to make my $10,000 Mediterranean Chicken Kafta Pita Sandwich. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but this is what won me the title of World Sandwich Champion this year.
2023 World Sandwich Champion, Mr. Damon Holter.
I'm going to show you how you can make this at home. We're going to do all the components separately so you can see exactly what I do in competition, but how you can replicate it in your home kitchen. We're going to get started by making some curry fried onions. All right, I've got some butter melting down in a cast iron pan, and we're going to start by throwing some yellow sliced onions in there. We're going to saute these down until they're golden brown and add a little curry powder to them. While the onions are cooking, we can focus on another component of this dish, which is a crispy fried banana pepper ring. These are straight from a grocery store, right out of a jar. We've drained the liquid out, patted them dry, and what we're going to do is we're going to add our secret ingredient, the Curried Valley hot and spicy sauce and marinade. This is a fantastic marinade that not only gives flavor, but it acts as a bit of a binder for those banana pepper straws. I'll toss that up, just mix it in so it's a nice light coat, not too heavy. And we're going to set that aside to allow a lot of flavor to really penetrate. While the banana peppers are marinating in that hot and spicy, we have to prepare our breading for these items. What I'm going to use is just straight all-purpose flour, and you can utilize just as much as you need for any given recipe. I'm going to put in about 1.5 cups of flour, and we're going to season that with Curried Valley's Spicy Booster. I always season my flour no matter what I'm breading. You can utilize any rub, any seasoning you like. I absolutely love this seasoning here. I don't have a really clear recipe for how much you put in there, but I like to add enough until I see color. So we're going to put a little bit in there, give it a shake. So we're going to take a look and see if the color is exactly what we're looking for. It doesn't look like bleached white flour any longer. I know there's enough seasoning there to impart flavor. So I'll take that and set it aside until we're ready to fry those banana pepper strips. But I want to get back to the onions and make sure that we're giving those the love that they deserve. So the onions are starting to take on a little bit of color here. I'm just looking for some translucency to them so that when I add that curry powder to them, they're nice and tender because it's going to make a really nice bite on that sandwich. Once your onions become tender, we're going to add a little bit of curry powder. One tip here is to use a high-grade curry powder. There are a lot of them on the market. You can even make your own, but a store-bought is just fine. We're going to go ahead and add that until we get a nice orange color. Mix that in, and if we see that we need additional powder, go ahead and add more. There's no rules, there's no rhyme or reason to this. We're just gonna make sure that we get that flavor infused in those onions. All right, so that looks really good, it smells fantastic. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna transfer this to a foil pouch. One of the keys for making sandwiches, burgers, I don't care what it is. For what I'm doing, especially in competition food sport, and what you can do in your home kitchen, when it comes to making multiple components and assembling them all at one time for your guests, is keep things warm in the oven. I've got a foil pouch that I'm putting together here. Just gonna wrap that up nice and loosely. I like to keep the oven behind me at 180 degrees. I feel that's the perfect temperature to be able to keep items warm when you want to keep them ready for assembly later. It's also a great temperature for melting cheeses. So we're going to pop this aside. We're going to forget about it until we're ready to assemble the sandwich. All right, next component is those crispy banana pepper straws. All right, oil is up to temp, 350 degrees. We've got those marinated banana pepper straws right here. We have our seasoned flour right here. This is how we do it. Grab the banana peppers, drop them into your bag, and just lightly coat them in the flour. We'll give them a little shake, get that excess flour off of them, drop them directly in the fryer basket. And down in the oil they go. Nice and slow. Shake them around a little bit. We're gonna cook them until they're golden brown. They're golden brown just like this. Out of the oil and onto a paper towel. You're gonna blot them dry just slightly. And then they get my favorite Curried Valley Parmesan Garlic Wing Booster. This is a seasoning that you can use on just about anything. Put it right over the top of those. Give them a little toss, a little shake. Right onto a tray and into that 180-degree oven. All right, guys, so the next component is the pita bread. I did this in competition with a homemade pita that I made there on site in an hour and a half, but it's far too complicated for what we're gonna do for home use. We can emulate that same flavor by using a store-bought white pita bread, not the pocket pita style, but a thick, regular Greek pita. I'm gonna show you what to do. Really shallow amount of oil here in the pan. We're gonna take that pita, we're gonna pop it directly in there to get it to fry. You can see the slight bubbling on the side of that pita. My oil is about 350 degrees right now. We're gonna go for about 30 seconds per side. So it just gets nice and warm, crispy exterior, and a nice chewy interior. When that pita's gotten a little golden brown, we take them out of the oil, we blot them dry on a paper towel down below, one up on the top, and we're gonna give them a little bit of love from a harissa seasoning. Now this is one that you can make at home. The recipe is right on the website. There's smoked paprika, cayenne, cumin, coriander, a lot of really fun ingredients on there, but we're gonna season the pita. Then we're gonna flip these over, put some mozzarella cheese on the top of those pitas. Now you can use sliced mozzarella. These happen to be sheets of mozzarella that are specifically designed to make sandwich wraps. But we'll toss these in that 180-degree oven to let them hold until we're ready for them. By the time we pull them out, the cheese will be beautifully melted and perfect for a sandwich. The next component is going to be a vegetable relish. I have red onion, about a cup. I have finely diced cucumber, again about a cup, and Roma tomatoes. But equal amount of each. We're gonna take the Curried Valley Southwest Barbecue Booster and season that up generously. We'll add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and just simply mix that up. All right, the next component is seasoned lettuce. Seriously, you heard me right, seasoned lettuce. It's one of the tips and tricks that I use in all sorts of competition cooking. Doesn't matter if it's burgers, sandwiches, you name it. This is chopped romaine lettuce. I'm gonna put that out on the cutting board here, and I'm gonna add Curried Valley's Garlic Barbecue Booster to it. One of the great things about this is that it not only adds a bunch of flavor, but the salt from that booster is going to be able to draw out moisture from the lettuce, and it'll basically dress it like a very light dressing while adding a ton of flavor. So a little toss of that lettuce and the garlic barbecue booster. We'll put that back in our container, set it aside, and we're almost ready to complete the sandwich. The key to the sandwich is the Kafta Chicken. The Kafta basically means ground meat. It takes its influences from Mediterranean and Turkish cuisine, and what I've got here is ground chicken. These are chicken thighs that we trimmed down and ground ourselves. You can use any ground chicken from the store, but seriously, ground, boneless, skinless chicken thighs are the way to go. So we're gonna take this ground chicken, I'm gonna add chopped parsley to the mix, finely diced yellow onion, and about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Gets its flavor and its seasonings from the Curried Valley Greek Barbecue Booster. You cannot be shy with this, I'm telling you. It is a fantastic seasoning. The more the merrier. We'll mix that up and see if we need a little bit more. We're gonna take that chicken, make it about the size of a baseball, place it directly on a piece of parchment paper, put another piece right over the top, and use a heavy object such as a cast iron skillet to press it flat so it's about roughly the size of the pita bread. I've got my cast iron heated up right here. I'll peel off one layer of that parchment paper and place this directly in the skillet to fry it. So the fat from the chicken starts to render, it'll loosen the other piece of parchment paper. We just pull that back, just like that. You can see how it's starting to get done around the edges. And we'll go ahead and flip this. Nice golden brown exterior on one side. All it's gonna take is about another 45 seconds, and this is ready to go in the oven or on your sandwich, wherever you are in the process. But again, you can hot hold in that 180-degree oven until you're ready to assemble the pita. Chicken needs to be cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Once this is turned opaque on both sides, you know this is done. We're gonna go ahead and pull that off, place it on a pan, and I'll repeat the process for, again, as many sandwiches as you're making. Another little tip for the sandwiches is make sure that when you mix this up, you've used finely minced onion, because it only takes about 1.5 minutes for the sandwich to cook. So you want to make sure that the onion pieces are small enough so you're not just biting into raw onion. They're still going to have a little bit of chew, but that texture is what makes this sandwich so amazing. All right, with a couple of patties done, I'm going to throw these in the oven just to keep them warm for a moment or two, gather up all of my ingredients, and we are ready to assemble a sandwich. It is sandwich assembly time. I've got all of the components that we made previously all laid out in front of me, and I'm going to show you how I put this together. We'll start with one of those seasoned pitas. You can see that the cheese is all melty and bubbly on here. We're going to put one of those kafta patties right on top of that and start to fold it up like you would a sandwich, a vessel for holding the rest of these here. We're going to put in some tzatziki sauce that we added goat cheese to. Recipe for this can be found right online at CroydValleyFoods.com. We're going to add that seasoned chopped romaine lettuce right to the top of that. Make sure you have even distribution of all the ingredients, front to back. We'll add our vegetable relish. We're going to do our curried fried onions. We add our crispy banana pepper straws to the top of that. And we top it off with some curry seasoned feta cheese. Recipe is right online. There you go, my friends. This right here is a $10,000 sandwich. This was the winner of the World Sandwich Championships at the World Food Championships earlier this year. Second time I've won. I might know a thing or two about sandwiches, just saying. But I'm telling you, that's an easy recipe for you guys to be able to recreate in your home kitchen. Invite your family and friends over. This is all powered by amazing Croyd Valley flavors. Check us out online at all of our socials at Croyd Valley. Find the full recipe at CroydValleyFoods.com. And as always, I'll see you around the grill.